So here we are in the middle of summer, the school holidays, and you can hardly move for holiday reading. What to do? Well, why not try a nice juicy bit of omniscient narration, the kind that doesn't take sides, that just presents a slice of life and lets us chew on it for a bit? That sounds like a novel to me. Let's get started. This story is going to be narrated by a young schoolmaster, and as we meet him, he's heartily sick of everything and everybody. He's come to the lonely district of Stillwater for the summer holidays, and he's bitter and rebellious. He's been at odds with his father since he was 13, and his mother had to send him away to boarding school to get him under control. Now 24, he's teaching his first class and looking for healing. As soon as he gets to Stillwater, the local children pelt him with stones, and he feels utterly miserable and useless. So he spends his time alone by the sea or wandering the moors until he runs into Abel Armstrong, an elderly gentleman who is a member of the school board. Abel is known locally as Old Abel, and while some people think he's queer, they don't seem to mind too much. They all seem to like him. Our young hero isn't so sure. When Abel invites him to come and talk in his garden rather than come inside his house, he thinks Abel must be even queerer than everyone believes. But when he sees the garden, he understands. Abel likes nothing better than sitting out here amongst his flowers, and he insists that his friend does the same. He knows how important this garden is to Abel, and he's sensitive about causing any distress. So our young hero says, "Of course I can stay out here." As he sits there, he listens to Abel talk about his life. He learns that Abel has had to give up many of his hopes and ambitions in order to care for his younger sister, Tamzine, who has violent mood swings and can't be left alone. He also learns that Abel is 67 years old. While Abel talks, our young hero observes him closely, noticing his harmonious voice, his contented face, and his gentle hands. He learns that Abel loves nothing more than his garden, his books, and the sea. Our young hero finds himself opening up to Abel, sharing his own sadness over his parents' rejection. This helps him to stop feeling bitter and angry. He begins to enjoy his time at Stillwater. He visits Abel every day, and they begin to play practical jokes on the local children. Soon they're thick as thieves, these two men of very different ages. They start spending all their waking hours together, smoking, eating, swimming, and exploring the countryside. Then one night they experience something profound. It's a glorious summer evening, and they're sitting together watching the moon rise. For a while, they say nothing. There's no need for words. Our young hero revels in the sight of Abel's handsome, weather-beaten face illuminated by the moonlight. He feels completely at peace. It's the first time he's felt happy for a long time. It's clear that Abel has given up his own selfish desires in order to look after his sister, and this has made him wise beyond his years. He's also cheerful in the face of adversity, and he's taught our young hero how to be cheerful too. He's taken him on walks along the shore, and whenever they come across a stranded creature, Abel will carefully carry it back to the safety of the sea. He's shown our young hero how to see beyond his own personal woes and find happiness in simple things. He's taught him to laugh again. One evening, Abel brings out a book of poetry to read to his friend, but they're interrupted by a sudden storm. Our young hero runs for shelter, and Abel follows slowly. He seems unfazed by the storm. As they walk, they discuss the fact that life is full of hard and good things, and we can't let the bad things control us. We have to accept both the good and the hard things in life and keep moving forward. Just as a sailor can't be ruled by calm seas or a bird by its nest, we can't let anything control us. We just have to keep sailing on. Back at the house, Tamzine is fast asleep, and Abel gives his friend another pot of tea before they return to the garden. The rain has stopped, and Abel shows his friend the newly blooming yellow flowers, which he picks to give to the girl who lives next door. He asks his friend to deliver them to her, saying she'll be expecting them. He sends a whole cluster of flowers every Friday. Our young hero promises to deliver them and goes to do as he's been told. The girl lives in a cottage with her grandmother. She comes to the door and takes the flowers with a smile. She looks beautiful. He delivers the flowers every week for Abel and watches the girl plant them in her garden. Sometimes he stays to chat with her, and sometimes he brings his friend Abel along, too. Once he asks her if she would like to take a boat trip on the lake, but she politely declines. She tells him her grandmother always says no to girls who look at boats because they only do it to break your heart. Later, our young hero learns that the girl's name is Rosamond, but everyone calls her Rose. Abel has been sending her these flowers for a long time, ever since she was 18, and came to stay with her grandmother for the summer. Her grandmother had a terrible fall and broke her hip, and Abel heard about it and decided he should cheer her up a bit. While visiting Abel, our young hero hears about two of his most cherished memories. Abel wanted to share them with someone before he died, and he thought our young hero would be the person. The first memory was of his beautiful sister, Queen Alice, who died of a broken heart at the age of 20. Abel remembers how handsome and graceful she was, as well as how graceful and charming her lover Charles was. Charles was lost at sea, and Queenie never recovered. She died soon after. Abel also tells him about his brother Alec, who married a Spanish woman named Mercedes. Abel loved Mercedes as best he could, but Alec did too, and he married her anyway. He also tells him about the hop vine arbor Alec built for her in the garden. The second memory is much harder for him to share. It's the memory of his brother's wife, Mercedes. He tells our young hero that he fell in love with her the first time he saw her, but he never said anything to her. He never even dreamed that she might want to be with anyone other than Alec. He cared for her all his life, even though he knew it would break his heart. He loved the way she would sit in the hop vine arbor and swing her feet as she talked about her homeland. He loved her graceful hands, her melodious voice, her raven hair, her dark eyes, and her red lips. He still often sits in the arbor and remembers her. Over the weeks, our young hero spends a lot of time in the garden, especially in the hop vine arbor. He grows fond of the garden and all the strange creatures that live there, including a huge orange cat named Captain Kidd, who adopted the garden as his home. Abel tells his friend that he saved Captain Kidd from a life of misery as a performing cat. He bought him and trained him to fish. Now he lives a pampered life, eating the finest food and sleeping in the house in winter. Our young hero learns that Abel has a heart condition, just like their mother and Queenie had. He asks if he's worried about dying, and Abel replies that he's curious about it. He tells our young hero not to feel sorry for him when he finds him dead, as this is the way he wants to go. He wants to go quickly and easily. He wants to go on his great adventure and leave this world in peace. 3 days later, our young hero goes to see Abel, but he's too late. Abel has died in the arbor. He's lying on his back, his lips parted in a wise smile. Our young hero bends down to feel for a pulse, then stands back to admire the peaceful expression on his friend's face. He knew this day would come, yet he can't help but feel a pang of sadness. He looks around him at the garden, knowing that Abel is right. He has gone on his great adventure. And that, my friends, is our story. What did you think? Did you enjoy that jaunt to the seaside? If you're hankering for more stories just like this, then fear not. Simply click on that subscribe button and you'll never miss an upload. Until next time, goodbye.